everyone, and welcome to another Star Citizen video. We are going to talk a little bit about CitizenCon today, and we're going to talk a little bit about this sale that's going on around the Idris. Seems like I missed a few things. All right, one piece of information before we go: we are still doing our giveaway, so if you need the details for that, you can literally watch any of my other videos. But essentially, we're giving away a Cutlass Black, Dragonfly, and a Drake Cutter. So if you need the details, check one of my other videos. But that is going on till February 29th, and that's when the drawing will happen. So what did we miss? All right, so first, this week they announced that CitizenCon is going to be October 19th to October 20th, and it's going to be in Manchester, United Kingdom. I will be attending as long as I can get tickets, because I got a feeling that this one is going to be the biggest one yet. And I don't just mean that, because pretty much every one that happens after the previous one is the biggest one yet. So I feel like we're kind of like lying to ourselves when we say that. But I do think this one is going to be one for the books. And the reason I say that is because I feel like we're going to get an announcement date for either the beta for Squadron 42, if they do a beta phase, or we're going to get an announcement for the release date of Squadron 42. And with that, that makes this all real. That means people can finally start saying it's a game, and people can come and invite their friends and say, look, you can play it now, and all of those things. Not to mention, I think that by the time we get to CitizenCon, we'll be at 4.0, or 4.0 will be launching, before the end of the year. So I think it's just going to be a watershed year for for Star Citizen. And I think I want to be there when all of the things are happening, right? Not to mention, I think that we're probably going to get like 3 or 4 new ships, among other things. So if you didn't know, CIG is now focusing squarely on Star Citizen. That doesn't mean that they're still not doing work for Squadron 42. They just have a smaller team working for Squadron 42 since it's feature complete. So it's really just a team that, like a smaller development team that's working on that. And most people are now working on Star Citizen to try to bring that up to the level of Squadron 42 and all of the assets, pull all the assets from Squadron 42 into the persistent universe to make sure that those work properly. All right, so yeah, that's what we're working on. So we'll hop in to our screen here and you can kind of see the details. All right. So as you can see here, yep, 237 days, 12 hours, and 10 minutes as of the filming of this video. But you can go to this website up here. It's just robertspaceindustriescom/CitizenCon. And then you can go to save the date, and it'll ask you if you want to add it to your calendar and all that. Yes, so it also says there's an additional offsite event with extremely limited availability happening on October 18th. So I will be going there from the 17th to the 21st. So I will be able to go to the event if I can go to the event. It says extremely limited availability. I don't know if I'm part of the extremely limited group, but maybe I will be, maybe I won't. Who knows? Only time will tell. It's not October 19th yet. We have 237 days. Let's see how popular I can get. All right, let's move on. So that's pretty much it for CitizenCon. I mean, if you can go, you can go. If you happen to live in Manchester or near Manchester, or like in driving distance, or, like it's a quick flight for you, then happy to you. But I live in the state of New York, so it's going to be a little bit of a trip for me. So I think the total trip cost is going to be somewhere around $2,500 American, So yeah, it's going to hurt the pockets a little bit, but I am one of those people who I really believe in this game. And so I am willing to spend the extra dollar just to go and see it live. And I don't know if I'll go to CitizenCon every year, but I definitely want to go to at least one. I always said I would go to at least one of them, and I think this is the one to go to. If I don't go to any other one, I think this is the most important CitizenCon that we'll ever have. I think, next year CitizenCon will be, even better than this one. However, it's only going to be better because it's like more details of stuff, whereas this one is the watershed one. This is the one that breaks the mold, that changes the way we talk about Star Citizen. All right, so let's talk about this capture the Idris thing. Okay, so apparently the Idris just was randomly for sale and I missed it. That was wild. So of course it sold out immediately, because even when you don't know that the Idris is about to sell, people still figure out that it's about to sell, and then they buy it immediately. And I understand, because it's a great ship. It's an excellent ship, in fact. So it says here they have this event. It's called Capture the Idris, crew up for Capital Class Chaos. Basically, it's saying that, you know, last October there was this event, and now they're just trying to, you know, build more leeway. They're basically just testing the Idris. I think that's what they're doing. They are about to release the Idris. I think it's pretty much complete. I think they're just trying to figure out how to like shift it over to the PU, and they're doing a lot of balancing with it and stuff like that. So I think that's really what's happening every time they do these Capture the Idris event things. And apparently it's going on, I think, to the 27th. So you have to get the mission first, and then you can go and do the thing. So I don't know if I can select anything. I don't think you can select anything. It just kind of is what it is. Yeah, but I think you can capture it, and I think you can get inside it and maybe walk around it. It should have a physicalized interior, so if you get the mission and get to it. What's hilarious though, if you look at this picture, right? So it's got like a sentinel here. I think this, like, no, that's not a sentinel. That's like a harbinger, right? Harbinger can do damage for sure to the Idris, right? Like, it's got the bombs. But look at all these other things that are shooting. These little tiny light fighters are not doing anything to the Idris. I'm sorry. These are Furies, if I'm not mistaken. All three of those are Furies. Who drew this? CIG, come on. You should have drew like a Polaris shooting something at this. I get why you did it. You wanted it to look like the Idris was so incredible that nothing could really touch it. So you just put a bunch of light fighters, and then to be like, to cover your bases a little bit, you put a Harbinger in there. Come on. That's not who fights the Idris. I mean, maybe like 300 of those. Maybe there's 300 of those off screen. But yeah. So I didn't know that the Idris could land on a planet, but if you look here, I mean, unless this is just a shipyard, but this looks like the Idris can land on a planet. So was that confirmed? Write in the comments if they had already confirmed that. But I didn't know that the Idris could land on a planet. I mean, I'm assuming that if it lands on a planet, it's landing on a planet because it's going to a shipyard. But I would have guessed that there was only one way to land on a planet, and it's probably going to take a long time to land on a planet anyway. Yeah, so it says between February 23rd and 27th, keep an eye out for the Idris War Game mission, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. I would have caught it. If I would have caught it earlier, I definitely would have made a video yesterday about it. But I had no idea. I randomly just looked, and I was on my phone, and it was like, oh, Idris mission. Da, da, da. I probably should have read the notes. I'll try to read the notes a little more. See, look at this one. Now, this video is a little bit better. It looks like there's a Scorpius Antares here. It looks like then there's a few Furies up there, and then you got, what's this? The not the Legionnaire, the Mantis. Yeah, so this one's a little bit more, you know, like got a few more ships attacking here, and then it's shooting at some stuff off screen. Yeah, I like this one. Okay. All right, so then it says who has the best 10-second clip. Basically, while you're doing the mission, whoever has the most creative submission will capture an Idris for good. Holy crap, you can win an Idris. That one might be worth doing, folks. If you don't normally enter contests, that one is worth doing. All right, that one looks cool. I don't know what this is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's your limited stock of the Idris-P that was released in 3 waves. It's already done. It's gone. It's gone. Yeah. So if you were trying to get an Idris-P just randomly, you can't get one. I even missed it. I found out about it, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna try to see, and I missed it. So yeah, sorry. You really gotta stay on your news with CIG, and I normally do, but I had like a kind of crazy few days, so I couldn't catch that one. But the good news is there's a sale. So if you look here, the Ares Inferno is on sale. The Carrack has remained on sale. I mean, at this point, they might as well just make the Carrack like always available. Like, if somebody wants to buy a $600 ship, you might as well just allow them to get a Carrack. Why not? Like, at this point, like, it's all of its assets are in game. I mean, it's supposed to be a limited ship, I get that, but at this point I feel like the character is so popular that so many people have it that I don't even know if you can even consider it limited at this point. But yeah, I mean, so far it's been available at all the sales that they've done to start the year. So hey, maybe that's what they're doing. They're like, yeah, it's not always available, but every sale we'll let you get the character. And that's a pretty cool way of doing it. I actually thought the next event was going to be Stella Fortuna, and I'm actually looking forward to Stella Fortuna because I want some green skins. And they normally do like 2 new green skins for 2 new vehicles every time, so I'm looking forward to that. But this is a cool little thing that they're having. Then you can get the Cutlass Blue. By the way, I had no idea how fast the Cutlass Blue is. That thing is incredibly fast. So if you're looking for like a super fast ship, the Cutlass Blue is it, right? So I was looking earlier this week, I think a little bit, maybe it was last week, I was trying to figure out if a MSR was better than a 400i because I want to do the time sensitive missions, and so I ended up going with the 400i because it's better in atmosphere. Not because it's like necessarily the better overall ship, but it flies better in atmosphere, and I think it's quicker to get out of, and I just think I'd rather use it for that because I also needed a daily driver. And then I, for a quick second, looked at the Cutlass Blue because I saw how fast it was, but it just doesn't have the same like capabilities as the other two. But yeah, it's still good ship, especially if you like combat. Like, look at all the guns as the turret on it. Yeah, and I think it's got some missiles on it. So yeah, Cutlass Blue is legit. The Gladius, always a good ship. I think I gave this one either an 8 or a 9. I think it's one of the best light fighters, if not the best light fighter in the game, just because it's like, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's like a jack of all trades and a master of none. I'd say it's a master of light fighting, but I also think it's a jack of all light fighter traits, right? Like it's the light fighter that you have to judge all other light fighters by because it's so good. Just make sure you get a skin because that skin is ugly. The base skin is ugly, I'm sorry. But I do like the way it looks. Then you have the Anvil Hawk, which again, this actually surprised me at how good the Hawk is in a dogfight. Like the Anvil Hawk is a solid dogfighter, and it's got the little thing behind it, the little capsule to capture a person in. The Hawk is legit, like, and I love the way it looks too on top of all that. So the Hawk is a legit ship, and it's cheap. So I'm always like, if you're looking for a light fighter with a little bit, a little bit of something, and you're not interested in the looks of the Gladius, the Hawk is not a bad deal. And then they tease us with the Idris-P. Yeah, we know you sold it. We know you sold it. It's gone. It's gone. I would just want, you know what? CIG, I got an idea for you, CIG. Listen to me. Just one day only. And then you don't even have to announce it like super far in advance. You could just give us 1 week's notice and call it limited day. Or better yet, call it unlimited day, where every limited ship is available to purchase, but it is not stock limited. And then only make it last for an hour, not for the whole day. You make it last for 1 hour, where people can buy as many of these ships as they want, right? And I know it's stock limited, right? But what I'm saying is, if you just allow 1 hour where anybody who wants this ship doesn't have to do F5 wars or anything, they can get the ship as long as they set that 1 hour. I think you will have one of the greatest sales that you've ever had, because I think there's so many people that want the Idris, the Kraken, the Javelin, so on and so forth, and they cannot win the F5 wars. Maybe they have like crappy internet, sometimes it's not within their control, right? Like, some people in certain countries literally just don't have great access to internet. So I just think it's like it would just be a nice thing to do for everybody. Now, I've won the F5 wars multiple times, so this is not specifically for me, but I'm just saying, I just think it would be a really cool idea. Just 1 hour, and maybe you do it once a year, and you call it the unlimited hour or something like that. And everybody knows when it is. And it's just a time where, stock limited or not, you can buy that ship and you do not have to worry about it running out. You can have that one for free, CIG. Anyway, moving on. The Mantis. So the Mantis is an interesting ship. So you can basically pull people out of Quantum with the Mantis. But the thing is, I don't know how well suited it is to fight after you pull them out. I mean, unless it pulls them out and it like disables them, I have to do a little bit more research on it just to see. But it's an interesting ship. Like, there's not a whole lot of, and I know it's like meant for, it says stop crime dead in its tracks, but like, come on, we know pirates are gonna love this thing, right? So yeah, I can't wait to review that one because I think it's gonna be a really interesting one. I can't tell you whether to buy it or not. I think if you specifically plan to like board and you're in an org, like having a Mantis and then having a Legionnaire and then maybe something to keep it where it's like keep it from going anywhere, like maybe a Scorpius Antares or something. Like if you have those 3 ships, right, which I'm guessing that's like a crew of 6, right? I think you could really pull off some really cool stuff with just those 3 ships. And I think you add all that up, that's probably like $700-800 worth of ships. You know, that's not too bad, you know, for like a small fleet of like, we're just gonna steal stuff. So yeah. And I was just talking about the Scorpius Antares. So look at that, 230 plus 150. If I do magical math, I think that's 380. So that's 380s for 2 of the ships. And then what was the other one I said? Legionnaire. I think that one's like 180 or something. So 380. Y'all are gonna watch me do math live. Well, I guess it would be recorded. I'm stalling for time. So that would be 380 plus 180. So then that would be 480, and then you add another 80, and then that's 560. So 560 for a small fleet. And I'm assuming that was the price of, I think that's what the price of the Legionnaire is. I actually don't know. But before we go to this one, so the Scorpius Antares seems like a great ship. So this is, you have to have 2 people for the Scorpius, like whether you get the Scorpius or the Scorpius Antares. But the thing is, I don't think there's a whole lot of ships that are like better that you're just running with 2 people if you're looking to like disable or looking to fight. Like there's most ships that you put 2 people in like are not gonna have this immediately like amazing ability that the Scorpius Antares. If they do have it, then they normally cost twice as much, right? So, you know, I do think you should play the CCU game to get a Scorpius anyway, whether it's the Scorpius or Scorpius Antares. And I think you can get it for cheaper, like below $200. But yeah, I think both of those ships are going to be fire. I can't wait till I get to review RSI ships. They're so far down the line. I am going alphabetically if you're wondering about my ship reviews. And then lastly, the Vanguard Sentinel. This is like, it says fights better and smarter. I think it's going to be the command and control ship, and these ships are still going to get another rework. So I'm wondering what these will end up like, because one of my like the ship that I intended to fight with when I first started Star Citizen was the Vanguard Sentinel, and because it just didn't have all of its features and functionality, I ended up getting rid of it. But I would absolutely love to add this back to my fleet. And also, considering that Masters and Blasters ISC and them saying that there's no more fixed weapons, what happens to this? Because isn't that nose thing, isn't that fixed? So is that just gonna automatically get a gimbal now? I have no idea. I don't know. I think the Vanguard series is gonna be one of the most unique series when Master Modes comes online, because it's gonna change the way it is. Oh, and you know what I just noticed? Only the Ares Inferno is available, unless I'm missing something. The Ares Ion is not available. It says capital ship killer, but both of those are capital ship killers, aren't they? They both have that size 7. We'll have to take a look after this and see if they both are available. Then there are some armors. Let's see, do I like either one of these? That one's okay. Save 15%. This one's cool. I do like this one, but I think I got this one already. I think I got it for free. I'm a subscriber. I think I got that one for free. And then these are the war bonds that are available. So there is a little bit of a CCU chain you can do here. We'll just do it in this video so that I don't have to do like a separate CCU video. The Mantis, the Hawk, and the Sentinel. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it here. So yeah, let's go in and we'll do some CCU chaining. All right. All right, so if you look here, it looks like we always start with an Aurora ES, assuming that you have whatever else. Of course, if you've been watching my videos, you know how to get to the ship you need. So let's see what our first stop is on the CCU train, the Hawk. So looks like if you get the War Bond edition, you're saving 10 bucks. Because you already paid 20 for the ES. And it's selling it to you for 70. So yeah, you're saving 10 bucks on the War Bond. Yep. 10 bucks. So then let's see what happens if you keep going. Then you have, let's see, the Mantis. Another 10 bucks on the Mantis. Okay, so far you're saving 20 bucks if you use this CCU chain. Not excellent, but we know that the higher you go up, generally the better the CCU. But it looks like maybe CIG is catching on to all these discounts and is starting to limit them. Or maybe they're just saving the good ones for... No, because last IAE, I got some pretty good CCUs. So it's not that. I think they're maybe just saving them for the major sales, which makes sense. I understand it. All right, 400i still. Okay, so you save 20 bucks on the 400i. Glad that the 400i is still available. That's not available due to the Idris sale. That's available due to the Red Fest sale. So once Red Fest ends on the 29th, so then the 400i won't be available anymore. Then we have, let's see, after the 400i, you have the Vanguard Sentinel. So we've saved 20, 10, and 10. We've saved 40 bucks up to this point. The Vanguard Sentinel, 45, so that's 30 bucks. So up to this point, you will have saved 70 bucks, you know, depending on where you got off. So if you get the first one, you save 10 bucks. The second one, you save 20 bucks. The third one, you save, what was that? 45 bucks or 40 bucks? Yeah, you save 40 bucks and then now you're saving, looks like 70 bucks or 75. Whatever I said before. You can rewind it. What is it? 20, that's 255. Oh, so no, it's only another 20 bucks. So 10, 10, 20, 20. So that's 60 bucks, not 70. Sorry. So you save 70 bucks if you've bought all the way up to the Vanguard Sentinel. So you can get a Vanguard Sentinel for 205, which is about what I would pay for it. Like 205 is a solid price to pay for the Sentinel. And I do think the Sentinel is going to get better. I think the Sentinel is going to be one of the best ships in the game when it gets its rework and it can do all of the things it's supposed to do. I mean, not best ships in the game, but best combat ships in the game. Because of its firepower mixed with its ability to like stop and the e-warfare suite, I think that's going to be really cool. My only issue, and this will always be my issue with the Vanguards, is that they should be able to carry like 1 SCU, 2 SCU of cargo. I just don't understand why they can't. But yeah, that's not a decision for me. And then if you get the 600i, so far we've saved 60. If you still want to pick up the 600i for 25, that's another 20, so that's 445. So that's another 30. So you're saving 90 bucks on the 600i. So that would mean you're getting a 600i for what's that? 385 for a 600i Explorer. That's not bad. I mean, it's the 600i is, to me, especially with the rework that's coming, it's fully worth the 475. I think it's going to be one of the best Explorers in the game. I think it'll be like, and be prepared to be upset with me, I think it'll be the Odyssey is the best Explorer, then the Carrack is very close behind, and then I think the 600i is going to be the third best. All right, so let's look at the Carrack. The Carrack is $540, so add 20 to that because that's how much you've already spent. That's $560, so that's another 40. So you're saving $130 on the Carrack. So that would mean you're getting the Carrack for $470 for a Carrack. $470 for a Carrack is not bad at all. In fact, like I said, the same way I say with the 600i, the Carrack is fully worth $600. And I think the actual price is $650 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this is a smaller price anyway. So $470 for a Carrack is 100% worth it. Like, now there's people who will say, like, if you're not, saving at least 20% or 30%, or so there's people that have certain margins, but like only you know what's valuable to you. Like, whether saving $130 on the ship is worth it to you or not. It's still a $470 ship on a game that's not complete yet. So just remember that as you're going through, right? Like, I have a very large fleet, and I have a fleet video. You can go check it out if you haven't seen it. But I have a very large fleet, so obviously that doesn't matter to me. But I always say, only spend the money you have. Don't be going around putting this stuff on credit cards. Like, just spend the money you have. You can earn all this stuff in game. But yeah, that's the end of the CCU chain. It looks like you can save up to $130, which is, that's pretty good. I'd say if you're not gonna get the Carrack or the 600i, it's probably not worth it. The Sentinel is that's a pretty good deal, but it's not. I mean, $205 for a Sentinel, it's not great. Like, you could wait till until Invictus in May, which I think is like the end of May, and you could probably get the Sentinel for like $175. Don't quote me on that. I don't know exactly what the CCUs will be, but I'm gonna guess that the CCUs are gonna be better than this. Because you'll be able, if they allow the war bonds, of course, the war bonds you'll be able to war bond most likely all of the Vanguards, and this is, I think, either the most expensive or the second most expensive Vanguard. So you can war bond all the way up to those and save money on all of those. So I think you can get the Vanguard Sentinel for $175, and $175 is a perfect price for the Sentinel. So if you're not getting the 600i or the Carrack, then I probably wouldn't go for the sales unless you've always wanted a Sentinel and like you're like worried about the price going up or something. I don't think it will, but I can imagine the price going up to $300 once this is feature complete, like once they've done the gold pass. So I don't think that's going to be anytime soon, but I do think it might happen before the end of the year. I do think it's like one of those projects. So there's a lot of developers that are coming off the Squadron 42 project, and they're going to need things to do to like get them used to doing things for the PU. And I think upgrading ships is secondary to like building a vehicle. Like, you have them build a vehicle on their own and they kind of get to see how the process works. But if there's not vehicles left to do and there's still developers that need to train, then I would say, hey, do a gold pass on this ship, right? And then I think they get to learn how that process works. So I do think it'll get a gold pass this year, but it's kind of on the line for whether you should buy it in this sale, because you are saving $70, but I still think you can get it for like $25, $35 cheaper. So I would wait for IAE. The 400i, same thing. You're saving like $40, I think, on it. The 400i, I have one, so it's not like I'm not a fan of it. I just think if I was trying to get a 400i right now, I would wait till a larger sale, which probably the IAE. I don't think the 400i is going to go up in price unless it starts to come with the X1. CIG, why doesn't anything come with an X1? The 400i is right there. Like, even if you charge $20 extra for it and then made it come with an X1, I think that would be cool. Or at least like make it an option. Like, okay, you can have the 400i or you can have the 400i with an X1. and like let us buy it as like a deal, because I want an X1 so far because it's the only one. The X1 Force is the only one with the shield. So, but yeah, that is it for this save the date thing for CitizenCon. And then they got the what is it, the what's the Idris thing called, the capture the Idris. So yeah, I think it's worth it. I think, go do the capture the Idris mission. Me personally, I probably won't be taking part in the capture the Idris thing. I got a lot of stuff going on, and I got some more videos coming out, and I'm trying to set up a Twitch channel, so I got some stuff that I have in the works. But yeah, have fun out there, and I can't wait to see who wins an Idris, because that's a heck of a prize to win. So that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.